Okay, so today we're going to play around with side bending and pelvic awareness in a bunch of different ways. We're going to be working with two landmarks in our body. The pubic symphysis, or the pubic bone, is down right above where the important stuff starts. And then the xiphoid process, which is at the bottom of the sternum. The sternum is the flat bone between the front of your ribs. And there's a little triangular piece of cartilage at the bottom of the sternum called the xiphoid process. And because it's triangular shaped, it lends itself to the imagery of a plumb line pointing straight down towards your pubic bone. So we're going to work on lining those two things up or pointing them in different directions in different poses. You'll need 2 blocks and a strap, and we're going to get started in Virasana. And then release the strap, set it aside. Now grab your block, and we're going to hold the block. We're going to use the block to kind of keep the sternum and the xiphoid process pointing straight up and down to the floor so that we're not cat-cowing the spine yet. Okay, so hug the block, hug it nice and tight against your sternum, and then start to rock forward towards your pubic bone and then back towards your tailbone. And feel the weight shift on your sit bones as you do. So you're kind of cat-cowing, you're pelvic tilting, you're cat-cowing just the low spine here. Trying to move mostly below the belly button. And then go side to side. So lifting the right sit bone, lifting the left sit bone. It's kind of a more awkward position. And then we're going to do circles. So put your weight more in your right sit bone, roll forward to your pubic bone, circle around to your left sit bone, and then roll to your tailbone. Go right, forward, trying to keep the sternum and the xiphoid process pointing straight down towards the floor and just moving the bowl of the pelvis underneath, and then switch directions. Feeling the weight transfer and shift. Good, and then come to stillness. Set your block aside. Okay, and now bring yourself to cow spine. So puff your chest forward, rock forward onto your pubic bone and arch your back. And notice how your xiphoid process now is pointing like an arrow forward. And then bring yourself to cat spine and feel how your xiphoid process tucks into your body and your pubic bone and your xiphoid process come towards each other. And then repeat that. You can even bring your fingers to those 2 points if you don't feel too awkward about it. And as you arch, feel them come away from each other. And then as you round your spine, they come closer together. Do one more. And then stack the 2 on top of each other to sit up nice and straight. Okay, bring your left fingertips to or towards the floor. Lift your right arm overhead. Inhale deeply. Try to keep both sit bones evenly weighted as you start to tip your way over to the left. Think about pointing your xiphoid process to the right. Try to keep your shoulders stacked on top of each other so that it's a pure side bend. And see if really thinking about sending that xiphoid process to the right. Maybe that allows you to get deeper in the side bend without lifting the right sit bone. One more deep inhale here. And exhale fully. Take another inhale, and with this inhale, come upright, but think about doing it by stacking the xiphoid process on top of the pubic bone. So it's a little bit of a deeper core engagement there. Okay, right fingertips to or towards the floor. Lift the left arm overhead. Inhale. And then release the foot. Stack everything back up. Ardha Chandrasana. Find your plumb line. Bend through the right knee, tip your weight back, come to Warrior 2. Okay, from Warrior 2, pelvic tilts. So corkscrew your right foot into the mat, drive into the left heel, swipe it back behind you. Find the left hamstring, and then pelvic tilts. So feel it. Feel, where do you lose connection with the feet? Where do you find power from the feet all the way through the crown of the head? Gaze out over the right fingertips as you work and be curious here. And then settle in to a pelvic position where you feel super powerful. Breathe. See if you can line your xiphoid process up with your pubic bone. So you may be kind of in a weird spine position. See if you can find your plumb line here. Okay, spin your right palm to the ceiling. Inhale, tip yourself back to reverse warrior. Okay, and now see if you can find some pelvic tilts here. It's a different position in the spine. So the pelvic position where you feel powerful may be a little bit different. So find your power position. Push the left hand into the left thigh, push the thigh into the left hand, and tip your xiphoid process to the front of your mat. See if you can find a deeper side bend here. So try not to make it a back bend, make it a side bend. And then bring yourself up and over. Through Parsvakonasana-ish, place your left hand on the floor. Open yourself up for simple twist. Push down into the left hand. Bring your right arm to the ceiling, gaze at your right thumb, and pelvic tilts. So find what tilt makes the twist feel a little more even, more accessible, more balanced, stronger, and then go with that. Take a couple breaths. Corkscrew your left hand into the mat. Open yourself up. And then turn all 10 toes to the right and start to sink your left hip towards the mat for reclined Buddha pose. Stay strong through the left shoulder. Don't let the left shoulder sink up around your ear. Push down through the left hand and sink your left hip towards the floor. Get a nice stretch. Now push down harder into your left hand. Lift your left hip away from the floor and stack your right foot behind your left foot. Okay, and then really get strong, pushing into the inner edge of the right foot and lift your left foot off the floor. Hold for a couple of breaths, really working the inner thigh of the right leg. Breathe. Good, and then set the outer edge of the left foot down. Grab your big right toe. You can either bring the foot to tree pose or you can extend the leg up. Side plank. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your right foot forward. Bring both hands to the inside of your right foot and lizard pose. So you can either do some pelvic tilts, you can work your forearms to the floor, take a few breaths, or I invite you to try the following. So bring your right shoulder underneath your right calf muscle. I'm gonna kind of turn a little bit. And bring your arms to like an airplane position. Now in this position, try to line your plumb line up. Line your xiphoid up with your pubic bone. Try to get a nice long straight spine. Breathe here. And then we're going to kind of steer our airplane. So tip your xiphoid to the left, steering your airplane to the right. And then tip your xiphoid to the right, steering your airplane to the left. Go back and forth a few times, trying to keep your pelvis relatively still. Try to make this come from the xiphoid process area of your core. All right, and then you can either place your hands down, bow your head, take a couple breaths in the stretch, and then step through your vinyasa, or if you want to try the arm balance, maybe you need the blocks support for shoulders. So I'll show that variation here. So a few options. You can, with the shoulder under the calf muscle, you can keep this leg bent, okay? That will make less of a lever arm to deal with, and maybe you just tuck the toes and keep the left toes down, okay? And then your work is to line your plumb line up, xiphoid with pubis, okay? Or you can extend this leg and keep the left leg down, or you can bring your hands behind your blocks, find your blocks with your shoulders, and then extend the right leg straight. Maybe left toes stay down, maybe they lift. Maybe you can hug your xiphoid process into your body and start to tip your weight back to hover over the blocks. Hold for 5. Work the right leg forward. Send your xiphoid process straight back to the back of your mat. And then step or jump. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we can use that posterior tuck, so the tucking, the rounding of the pelvis underneath, to try to jump forward to crow pose. Haha. So if crow went well, you can join in this work. If not, you can also just try a few hops trying to find that tucked tuck. If you want to try the land to crow, walk your toes underneath your belly button, tip your weight forward over your hands, and try to find the tucked handstand with the posterior tilt. From there, start to round, tuck your xiphoid process in, bend the elbows, and try to land crow. You can give yourself a couple of tries at that. Options. Tuck your tailbone. Crow. Feet to the floor. Utkatasana. Inhale, look up, reach up. Exhale, drive into your hands. Drive into your heels. Come to standing. All right. Let's flow that. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to floor. Option for crow, jump back. Option for handstand to crow, jump back. Option to step back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your right leg. Open your hips. Work the twist. Keep your right hand down as long as possible. And then open up. Flip dog. Exhale. Right hand comes down. Right leg up. Inhale. Exhale. Knee to belly. Tuck tailbone. Tuck xiphoid. Bring the knee forward. Step the foot forward. Vira 1. Inhale. Grab the left wrist. Exhale. Side bend. Round yourself around to Parsva Konasana. Step the feet open. Maybe look down, tip yourself to Ardha Chandrasana, line your plumb line up. Kick the heel to the butt, reach back, grab the foot, tuck your tailbone, use that anchor point to launch your xiphoid process. Launch yourself into the back bend here, kick into the hand. Bring yourself back, line your plumb line up, Ardha Chandrasana. Bend through the right knee, step back, Vira 2. Flip your front palm, inhale, reverse. Exhale, windmill your arms down, left hand down, simple twist. Come onto the outer edge of your left foot and come to reclined Buddha. Push into your left hand, stack your right foot behind the left, lift the left foot off the floor for a breath. Push into the outer edge of the left foot, grab the right toe, Vashisthasana. Step the right foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, lizard. Option for Ekapada Kundanyasana 2, any of the options. Look forward. Xiphoid process points to the back of the mat. Step or jump. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog.